Welcome back to another segment of the MCR. My name's TJ. Please like, share, and subscribe. We're on multiple platforms. We're on multiple social media sites to include Truth Social. So thanks everyone, wherever you might be watching this video, for your support. In this segment, this will be the last segment before Election Day. And I just kind of wanted to run down a few things. I reside within the Michigan U.S. 10th Congressional District in Michigan here. So I have the honor, the misfortune, or however you want to put it, of holding my nose and voting for John James. And what really sucks in this particular congressional election is he's running against Carl Marlinga. And I've mentioned Carl Marlinga a little bit in previous segments, but his unique history here. Carl Marlinga, he's a Democrat. And I've often said he was the only Democrat I voted for. Going back to the 1990s, mid-1990s, it was Carl Marlinga, the Democrat, that I credit for the Michigan concealed carry to really become adopted. Carl Marlinga was the Macomb County prosecutor who really pressed the issue, and back then it was called CCW, and they changed the wording because they didn't want to call the pistol a weapon, but it was originally called CCW permit, and Carl Marlinga, along with Sheriff Hackle, made it possible for Macomb County residents to get a non-restricted CCW. And it was after Carl Marlinga had done this, a couple years later, that the concealed carry permit, and then they referred to it as the CPL, became statewide. And I really, in my heart, feel it was Carl Marlinga that made all that possible. I say all this because it is unfortunate that I'll be voting for John James instead of Carl Marlinga. But my fear is Carl Marlinga, for all his admirable past activities in that regard, in regards to the Second Amendment issue, I'm just afraid he will just fall right in line, lockstep with the Democrat Party. So, thus, holding my nose and voting for John James. I wanted to run down the proposals real quick, and I'll try to, like any typical proposal, they're full of legalese. You almost got to be an attorney to understand just what the heck it's saying. But Proposal 1, and they want to amend the state constitution, and to me, I equate it to a shell game. Proposal 1, it's got real teeth because of its financial disclosure mandate, But then they exempt religious, social, and political organizations. Political organizations are exempt, and the exemptions are, I think, give enough wiggle room to get around the teeth of the financial disclosure. Not to mention, Michigan currently has term limits of 3 two-year terms in the House representative legislature, we'll say, and 2 four-year terms in the Michigan Senate legislature. So it's 3 and 2, and it comes to a total of 14 years. Well, now they can go 12 and 12, because basically once you do the 6 in the House and the 8 in the Senate, that's it, you're done. But it's a total of 14. And under the guise of 12 years in the House, not mentioning that after the 12 years in the House, they can go 12 years in the Senate. So 12 and 12 is 24. It's a shell game, and you know what? I'm voting no. I'm voting no just because it's a shell game. Okay? Proposal 2. And this one, and what really sucks with Proposal 2 is it's all wrapped up in they want to do with harassing conduct, which involves voter identification, and like they want to create a 9-day early voting period, and now listen to this part of the proposal. It says requiring voters to present photo identification or a signed affidavit when voting in person. So I guess you could go in there and say, it's me. I'm really this person, honest Abe. I'll sign an affidavit. They're not even putting people in jail for there's a list of crimes people are getting away with, and you think they're going to worry about whether or not a person lied to a signed affidavit? So, and here's when you think of all the electoral anomalies and hanky-pankies that went on in Wayne County, and Proposal 2, Democrats are the ones pushing Proposal 2. So, just in a nutshell, no on Proposal 2. It's just, if it wasn't bad enough, they just want to make it willy-nilly all the way. And I know I'm going fast through these, but I don't have much time, I would imagine. Proposal 3 deals with abortion. And if you had seen the commercials on TV about all this, I'll tell you what, you'd think they'd want to bring back slavery or something. The way the proponents are making this sound, basically, it's all wrapped up in a woman's right to reproduction, making it okay up until delivery. If I understand it correctly, and it just. If you want to kill your baby, I guess Proposal 3 will make that very possible. So, in review, I'm voting no on all 3. I hope I'm making the right choice if I understand it all correctly. Like I said, it's full of legalese, so, whatever. But real quick, Tudor Dixon's running against Whitmer. We've kind of nicknamed her Witchmer. But Tudor Dixon, I don't know. Whether or not she's going to win or not, I don't know. I was a James Craig guy, so the wind got taken out of my sail on that whole fiasco. Matt DePerno, State AG, he's running up against Joycelyn Benson. And between Whitmer, Benson, and the whole Secretary of State, which I'm going to get to here in a minute, this whole triad facilitated the whole electoral anomalies in 2020 here in Michigan in Wayne County. So, this has got to get addressed. And I'm going to come now. Secretary of State, who I remember growing up, Secretary of State. The same guy, and I forget his name offhand. It seemed like he was Secretary of State forever. But who would have thought Secretary of State office was so important until this whole 2020 electoral anomaly stuff? So, I'll be, Christina Caramo, and last I heard, she was not doing well in the polls. Finally, I'd like to mention a couple candidates running for office in a couple different states that I've got my eye on. And about a year and a half ago, I did solos on these 2 guys. We'll start with Wisconsin. Derek Van Orden, he's running for Congress in Wisconsin. And I really feel like Derek Van Orden got caught up in the whole 2020 electoral anomaly nonsense. I think he should have won that election, but he, like Trump, you know, didn't come through on that one. But he's got a very good chance of winning this one, and I'm going to be keeping my eye on this election involving Derek Van Orden, and I'm sure Mac and I'll do a wrap up here in a week, and hopefully I got good news for y'all. And then in New Hampshire, a retired Army general by the name of Donald Bolduc, and I've mentioned him a few times, and I did a solo on him about a year and a half ago. He's running for New Hampshire Senate, and he's a retired Army general, ex-Special Forces, multiple tours in Afghanistan, and he was part of what was referred to as the horse soldiers. And if you recall, or if you're unaware, back when the Special Forces first went into Afghanistan, right there after 9/11, okay, our Special Forces guys went in there, and the best way for them to navigate from point A to point B ended up being horseback, because the terrain in the region was so mountainous. So, and I got a kitty cat here, so getting restless. So, in any event, sorry about that. In any event, that's it for this one, and I guess I'll catch y'all in the next video. As always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.